benefits the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see you through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feeling so right. With diet-free life, the health features lose
What's up, everybody? This is Robert Ferguson. Yes, Roberto Lorenzo Ferguson. I'm very excited and always delighted to be here to share. And today is another day. I'm in the 8-week fat loss challenge. It is day 12. And for those of you who are in the challenge with me, I want to salute you. I want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. I want you to just keep in mind that you have 12 days into something that you have done consistently. And I also want you to notice how fast those 12 days went by. 12 days went by fast. Now, I know. One of my biggest challenges personally for me, and everybody has their own unique biggest challenges. So when we call it our biggest challenge, whatever your biggest challenge is, right? Well, we can all argue that it's our biggest challenge. So it's the most important thing. And it's the thing that we feel really good about when we're not falling prey to the challenge, but we're succeeding through the challenge. Now, for me, I like a glass of wine. I got into doing some different cocktails here and there. And to not have any of those things as part of my challenge, when I know I could just easily do it, I could come up with a whole bunch of reasons why it would be okay for me to do it. I look at my workouts and I look at the way I'm eating. What's the big deal? And it would be a big deal because I said I wasn't going to do it. So I am being committed to myself and reminding myself that when I set my mind to something, I can do it. And that's the same for you. So for those of you in the challenge, you can get on the scale and some of you are down 3 pounds. I've heard 5 pounds, a couple people down 9 pounds. Some people are down 1 pound. Some people, the weight is the same, but their waist is smaller. Like everyone's progressing differently. And I like where all my numbers are at the moment, but I feel like I want to be there. You know what I mean? I want to be where I'm going to be in, say, 6 weeks. I want to be there now. I want it now. I want to lose. I want it now. You know how when you want to lose weight or you have a goal for certain things, you want it now. I want it now. I also know that almost anything that's worth something special takes a little bit of time. So for me to have 12 back-to-back days, and now as I'm recording this live, we have the Super Bowl this weekend. So it's a Friday as I'm live. The Super Bowl is on Sunday. And I watch one football game a year, and it's the Super Bowl. So I am going to watch the Super Bowl. And my treat, if you want to call it that, I'm calling it a treat because I'm making some extra time to do this, is I'm going to make 2 versions of deviled eggs. So I got some mayo that's made with extra virgin avocado. And I got that. I got some mustard. I got some paprika. I'm not sure what else we're going to do. And I got some avocados. So I'm going to create some that's going to be made predominantly with avocados. And then I'm going to do the ones that are your typical deviled egg. And they're going to be my snacks. I'm going to make enough of them that I'll be able to enjoy them for the next 3-4 days. Outside of that, you would think that I would want to have a glass of wine while I watch the football game. Not going to do it. I am not going to do it. You know why? Because when you get 12 days behind you, and on Super Bowl, you get 14 days behind you, I'm like, I didn't go 14 days with a goal in mind just to like get off track. No, I want to be able to look at myself at the end of the 8-week fat loss challenge and know that I didn't take a break anywhere. I didn't give myself room to take a shortcut anywhere. I'm not giving myself the okay. And I get it. Some of you will never, ever be able to do that for whatever reasons. I don't know if it's your spouse, the friends you're around, or you just never accomplish anything where you consistently put so many days in a row. Everybody's unique and different. Now, what I do know is that everyone could do it. And just because maybe you're 60-something years old and you never did it, doesn't mean you can't do it. So, anyway, that's my feedback on the challenge. I just wanted to like open up and talk about the challenge because today and in my share today, I want to talk about stupid things people do to lose weight. And it's a question to me, and I'm going to share some things with you that maybe you've never even heard. Okay. And I'm calling it stupid. So let me preface what I mean by stupid, because that's a tough one. And I don't mean to be mean. That's not the goal. I'm not putting down people, but we need to define what stupid is. Okay. And then it will make sense. Stupid things people do. And even though we're going to define it, I wouldn't call everybody stupid. Some people are gullible. Some people are just really ignorant. You know what I mean? Like they just don't know. And maybe they're not the wisest, smartest, most intelligent person in the world. And maybe at a point in their life, they were vulnerable. I mean, I don't know. So I'm not calling anyone stupid and to be mean. It's just a phrase. It's just a word. Okay. So let me give you an example. I know people, and I have worked with people who will swallow cotton balls and down the count cotton balls with orange juice. And the reason why they would do this is because it gave them a sense of fullness. Now, in no way am I telling anyone to do this. I think it's stupid. Many of those women end up having some really horrible challenges with their health because of swallowing cotton balls. Now, you may be thinking, oh, I would never swallow a cotton ball. Well, there are people who have done it, and there are people who are still doing it. Now, when I first encountered this, I was working with a professional dancer out of New York. And it was a ballet dancer, ballerina, and everyone had to be at a certain weight. I mean, they're on you like white on rice. And it's really sad because there's a ton of eating disorders that end up popping up in that world. Well, that's one of their solutions to keep them from eating is to swallow cotton balls and use orange juice. That's where they get their nutrients. And then that was it. Yeah. Oh, and it gets worse. Right up there, I have to throw in GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, because like certain vaccines, people have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and it's really sad how so many people, not just in the world of medications, but even in the supplement world, are talking about taking supplements to activate GLP-1. Now, once you understand what GLP-1 is and what it's not, you realize how dumb that is to believe you can take a supplement to activate it. Whereas I could have eggs for breakfast with some avocado and activate GLP-1. Yeah, so it's a combination, I would say, is like when people are taking those drugs or the supplements, is that they're just uninformed. They're it's really sad. Another one that falls right into that, as far as I would call stupid, would be Octavia, which is a weight loss program sold through what they call health coaches. I believe it's the worst diet that looks like it makes sense ever made available on planet Earth for so many reasons. And I wrote an article on it, and then one of their big wigs or top executives responded to my article. And the goal was we were going to do a live and just have a conversation about it. And I made a mistake and responded to his rebuttal, and then they disappeared because I caught them. Now, what makes it a stupid way to lose weight is because people don't know how to think for themselves. I mean, it's really sad. And I feel for those of you who have fallen prey to these diets. Not that you're stupid. Again, I'm not calling you stupid. But for the title of this live or this video, it is kind of stupid. And again, I'm not insulting you. It's just a stupid way to lose weight. And then, of course, people say, well, that's because you want people to do your program. Yeah, I do want people to do my program because my program makes sense. I have never seen another program that makes more sense. Of course. And if there was something better, I would actually stop. I would stop doing what I do. I would 1000%. If there was something better, I would want to do that. I would probably reach out to the company. Hey, how can I be involved? Your methodology makes more sense than what I've had for, all these years. I would 1000% change up. But we have been so successful at helping people lose weight, learn how to eat, improve overall health because of how they learn how to eat. It's like nothing competes with what we have. So, of course, I'm always comparing to that. Now, I wouldn't say that Weight Watchers is stupid because there's rhyme the reason to it. I think there's parts of it that could be a little stupid. Like when you add up your points, like I had a client once, she said, wow, Weight Watchers works great for me. And I go, okay, and how is that? She goes, because I can have exactly what I want every day and I'm losing weight. I said, okay, well, like, what do you mean? She goes, it's all about points, Robert. I said, okay, so what's an example of a day for you? She goes, 1 banana and 6 beers. What? Now, I would call that kind of stupid because they're measuring their success based on the weight on the scale. She's not even aware of what kind of weight she's losing. Because if you're losing skeletal muscle, then yes, the scale weight goes down, but that's not good. That's not good, not even just a little bit. So I know it can be confusing, right? Then you have those people who just don't eat and they starve themselves. Like I have a lady who's a professor at a university, and I really enjoyed coaching this lady. But I'm going to say she was one of the most stupid, smart people I've ever met. Because when I started coaching her, she's doing our methodology, she's losing weight, and she's learning about food. But all she could think about is how she didn't want to eat. She'd rather starve because that made her feel better. So no matter what I taught her about skeletal muscle, body composition, like all the things that I was hoping she would get, the logic that I brought to it, she's so accomplished in her own head as far as being a professor that she is downright stupid. Like I would call her an obstinate, a stiff-necked, because she's smart, but she's stubborn. And she's so stubborn that she can't look left or right. She can't see how illogical what she's doing to lose weight is. It's almost like she's partly insane, or there's something off psychologically. Like, so I see that a lot. Then you have those people who do the thing where they just avoid food groups, right? So they go, I'm not eating carbs, so they can lose weight, right? Whether it's a keto kind of diet, low carb type of diet, omnivore type of approach. They say, I'm not eating carbs, but you watch them eat broccoli, or you watch them eat spinach, or maybe they have some bell peppers, because in their mind, carbs does not include vegetables. They think carbs means bread, rice, pasta, that's what they call carbs. So again, it comes back to, where is your nutrition knowledge? Because if you don't understand the basics of nutrition, you'll never know how to eat to improve your health as well as lose weight. So you have a lot of people trying to figure it out without ever becoming educated about nutrition. Just think about that. Because some of us may take certain things for granted, right? So when you say, I don't eat carbs, you don't realize that broccoli is primarily made up of carbs, that collard greens is primarily made up of carbs, right? That tomatoes are primarily made up of carbohydrates. So they are carbs. So when you say, I don't eat carbs, but you're eating that, you're really saying, I don't eat what we call fast carbs, which would be your potatoes and your pasta and your rice. So nutrition education is king. See, some of you, like I had a lady email me the other day. Again, she wants to lose weight, but she doesn't want to learn. And she's in her 70s, so she's come to a place where it's like, hey, I'm probably never going to have a man in my life again. So she's given up on love. I got my friends, and we like to go and eat. That's the thing that we do. But she doesn't realize they're going to all start dying. And if there's 5 of them that go out to eat and they get to have their lady time, soon it's going to be 4. Then it'll be 3. Then one's going to meet someone, and she's going to be all alone. Then she's going to be 82 and still living in her fat. So her approach to losing weight is, if it happens, it happens. And that, my friends, I would have to call stupid. Because even at 78, the quality of her life and the remaining time of her life could be improved. It's like I told her she was taking the balance oil, and I said, well, do yourself a favor. You don't have to be my client, but please don't stop taking the balance oil. Please do that for yourself. It's like, it's crazy. Okay, so anyway, other stupid things that I've seen when it comes to weight loss is when people believe in concoctions, right? Or they get a cocktail. Someone tells them, hey, mix this with this and this with that, drink that every day, and I'm telling you, the weight's going to just start falling off you. That's pretty stupid too. So how do you avoid falling prey to a stupid approach to lose weight? I would say that take time to become informed about food. Learn about the relationship between food and your health. And then I would say prioritize skeletal muscle. So eat in a way that helps you maintain your skeletal muscle. If you did that and you were able to remain regular, as far as number 2, then you found something. So what could that look like? Well, if you don't get an adequate amount of protein, especially as you mature in life, then you put your skeletal muscle at risk. So let's say you did intermittent fasting, which I think is also a stupid way of, I think it's stupid when you do it on a regular basis. And 5 years ago, there's a whole bunch of people that had big, huge followings that were promoting intermittent fasting. And those same people today no longer endorse intermittent fasting. They've had a change in tune. And part of that is because of this thing called mTOR, which plays a role on making sure that you don't lose skeletal muscle. And then you have people like Don Layman, who's like one of the most respected authorities when it comes to skeletal muscle and the relationship to food, specifically protein, who's been published hundreds of times, like cited on a regular basis, considered a living legend when it comes to the science around skeletal muscle and the relationship between that and protein, amino acids. And he says that if a person over 30, and he specifically targeted women, wants to maximize health, they must eat in a way to keep their skeletal muscle. And one of the worst things you could do is not eat breakfast that has an adequate amount of protein. Now, if you go against him, which a lot of these intermittent fasting people are, and I bring him up, they're not going to debate with him. They can't debate with him. So what would they do? Well, they don't want you to know about that. So they will just avoid that truth just so that they can sleep at night. And they don't want people to know that what they're selling you is a bunch of crap. I mean, it's mind blowing. The more I look at it every day and every week, the more it just blows my mind. And that has to change. So anyway, I just wanted to start there. And I wanted to share some insight to you. And I wanted to put you in a position where you can start thinking through how you would want to lose weight. You want to eat regular food and eat it in a way that you're happy with your food and you constantly get results. And then the same way that you're eating as you lose the weight is basically how you're going to eat to keep the weight from coming back on. And it does matter. Like the lady who emailed me today who gave up on herself, it's sad. I will never be that kind of person. So it's not that I have a hard time understanding people like that, because that's not it. It's like, I don't get giving up. And I think it always matters. And she's just lying to herself. And I think you get to a place where you lie to yourself because you've accepted being stupid about how to eat and enjoy food and put yourself in a position where you can win. So there you go. It comes down to nutrition education. And you know, the first time, and I'll end on this, the first time I realized this, and let me just show you guys this. The first time I realized this, okay, is when I was working with this celebrity. And the celebrity said one day, "Man, I wish I knew what you knew." Because we would be in restaurants or be at certain places, and I would always have an answer, right? Made it possible for him to eat almost whatever he wanted. And we still got the results and the performance and everything was great. And then my response when he made that statement, I said, well, you can. My entire work has always been, I want people to know what I know. And if you know what I know, then you can make those decisions on the fly. And that's why when I'm coaching someone, the goal is for them to learn. Keep learning, apply what you learn. Then it helps you make it habitual. It becomes part of who you are, your habits. But it's the knowledge that gives you the power to feel good about what you're doing. Take away that knowledge, then what do you got? You're just following the sheep like everybody else. And that's even why in the 8-week fat loss challenge is designed for you to learn along the way. People aren't just logging in and we talk about avoiding this or like look out for this ingredient or eat more of this and eat this combination and it's going to break records and you're going to just rock and roll. No, that's not what we do. Learn, apply what you learn, see the results, apply it again, see better results. Okay. So what you're learning, you're applying is being reinforced because you're getting results. That's a win-win. Okay. Anyway, you guys, I just want to jump on and wish everybody a Fat Loss Friday. Going to the weekend and rock and roll. I will definitely go live on Saturday and I will be live on Sunday, which will be day 14 of the 8-week Fat Loss Challenge for me. And I can't wait because a week from now, it'll be day 21. And that's when you start to really feel the differences. Like I'm starting to feel some improvements. And trust me, even last night, I had a moment where it's like, because I got a really beautiful bottle of wine that I'm looking at right now. It's absolutely stunning. And everything was coming in my head saying, just pour yourself a glass of wine. Look, you've done good. You'd made it, 11 days behind you. You rock and roll. You're like you got major momentum. You got your fitness going again. Everything is like, you deserve, have a glass of wine. But I know better. See, that's what I want my clients to get. And I want people in the challenge to get is that use your wisdom, right? So if you're 50 years old, right? Hitting the 50, welcome to the club. I have some good experience in my life to draw from. So I already know that voice, that deceiving voice that shows up. I already know. So because of past experiences, which is called wisdom when acted upon, I have wisdom. Some of you are in your 60s and your 70s and your 80s. You have a certain amount of wisdom. Draw on that wisdom. And you'll see that you'll achieve things that maybe 12 days ago you didn't even think was possible. I have hope. I have belief. And I know we can all do it. All of us. Okay. If you're not in the challenge, join the challenge. And you'll see what I mean by nutrition education. Become informed. Learn. Apply what you learn. Make it where you're enjoying it. Okay. Make it where it's not, you don't feel like you're on a diet. Then repeat. And as those days connect, you'll wake up. A month is going to be gone. We're 2 days away from half of a month, and then it'll be a month. And then it'll be 2 months. Then the challenge is over. I know where I want to be at the end of the challenge. And I am not taking my eye off of that ball. All right. Anyway, I'm Robert Ferguson. You want to contact me? Reach out. There's some links in the descriptions. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Say hi. Tell me where you're from. Something. It all helps. Other than that, God bless you. And until the next time, peace out. And as always, I share because I care. And I am Robert Ferguson. And this is Diet Free Life. Gotta go.
No more counting calories, just living free. Robert Ferguson's got the plan you need. With Diet Free Life, it's the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With the DFL, teaching you food choices to see you through. DFL.